Alright folks, so this is an unscripted video. I've been meaning to make this for quite a while. What I'd like to do today is show you how I go about building websites. I'm going to show you how to install WordPress, and I'm going to show you how I go about building a website from scratch. Alright, so let's just get straight into it. So this is a writing project that I have embarked on. It's kind of a memoir, and what I've decided to do is, instead of publishing this as a book, I'm going to self-publish it as a website blog. It's quite an interesting idea, but we'll see where it goes. And yeah, so we've got to start with a website, and let's build the website today. The domain name that I picked out is called remembering.co.za, and at the moment there's nothing there, which is why you see that there is this 404 page that appears. That's because the internet cannot find any pages on this domain name, so we need to now go and sort that out. Right, so to start this off, what you need to do is you go /CPANEL, and this will take you to the control panel, which is where everything happens with your hosting and your websites and your emails and everything related to that domain name. Okay, so the username is normally, it's normally the first 8 characters of the domain name. Hopefully I've done this right. I'm going to save the password. Right, so here we go. This is the default, what you're going to see when you log into Control Panel for the first time. So what you're seeing here is a bunch of applications. It's kind of like the operating system for your hosting computer, because just remember, your hosting computer is it's a computer that sits on the internet somewhere. So using the control panel, you can actually control the applications on that computer, and you can also check the files out, what's going on that computer. It's the same thing. Runs on Linux, and yeah, enough jibber jabber. Let's just get on with it. Right, so the first thing you'll see is you've got the ability to set up email accounts on here. I have set up the email for this domain on OpenOX, which is another video that I will get into at some time in the future. But for now, all we're going to do today is we're going to install WordPress. So the easiest way to do this is using some software that I have installed on my web host, and it's called Softaculous. I could actually just type in WordPress, and you can type in, well, you'll see that it picks up that I can install WordPress Manager by cphost. I'm not going to use that. I would like to go through the Softaculous one. So here we go, Softaculous Apps Installer, and we are looking for WordPress. So let's just click on that. Okay, now we have the Softaculous software, which allows you to install a huge amount of different applications for your web host. WordPress being one of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to install WordPress. I'm going to click on Install Now, and I get some options here. So what version of WordPress do I want to install? Obviously I want to install the latest version. Where do I want to install it? Now this is quite important, because you want to have there is a security certificate installed on my server, so you should always use the HTTPS option. And the domain name is remembering.co.za. Now, I can install this into a subdirectory of my main domain name, and then when I'm finished with the website, I can tweak it in a way that it actually points to that directory, which is a little bit complicated, so I'm not going to do that in this instance. Lately, I'm working in a slightly different way, which is to say that I am putting up a kind of a curtain with a plugin that I use for WordPress to say that a website is being developed, and you should come and check back later. All right, so I'm going to install this into the root, and I'm going to call it my blog name, which is Remembering. You don't have to give this title yet, but let's just put one in. This is my memoir. We don't need a capital S. The admin username, so this is the username that you will use to work with WordPress. It's going to give me a suggested password. I'm just going to use my own, which is also fairly strong. The admin email is going to be inbox, which is what I have set up already. And as I mentioned, I will get to that video at some point in the future. Right, we want this installed in English. Are there any plugins that we want to install? So one of the things with WordPress, the new way of designing pages and things in WordPress is by using their editor called Gutenberg. And Gutenberg is essentially a drop and drag type of interface that lets you build web pages. So I'm actually going to try that out for the first time using this using WordPress. So normally I would tick this classic editor over here, which lets you do, well, the way I've been working with WordPress since I first started working with it well over 10 years ago. So I'm going to switch that off for now, and we're just going to go with the Gutenberg, which is the default. Under the advanced options section, you'll see that we have some stuff that you don't really need to worry about. This is a database stuff, which is not really that important. It's important, but it's not important for you to know. You're just the website administrator. So this is stuff that is more related to the technical aspects of putting WordPress together. So we're not going to even fiddle with that. Do you want to get the stuff emailed to you? So I'm going to say, yes, please email the details of this installation to me. And all I do is I click on install, and I watch the screen to see what's going on. It goes through all the data, and boom, that's it. It's finished. WordPress is now installed, so let's go check it out. Okay, it's said that WordPress is installed over there, and I have an admin URL, which is where I would now go into my WordPress dashboard. So I'm going to first have a look at the homepage of WordPress and then see what's going on from there. So I'm just going to click that open, and this is basically what it looks like in its default state. So that's what WordPress would look like when you install it for the first time. Kind of boring. So over the next few videos, I will go through the whole process of actually building this up from bit to bit. And that's about all there is to installing WordPress. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comments section below, and feel free to get hold of me by email or any other means, and I will catch you in the next video. Ta-da!